gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Wanna rock star on the side, live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Wanna rock star on the side, live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly, bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. As you can see, I got a big boy thumbnail out there today. Tried to do a little bit of editing, make it look a little bit, with the trend a little bit with YouTube. Hope everyone is doing great out there. It is beautiful out here in Southern California. Man, it is real nice. So I need to get outside. After we look at some important levels for Bitcoin. Bitcoin, though, currently sitting at 71,000. It has been a really nice move. I think it's about 4 to 5% over the night. And that is because Flip-Flop Man himself, the orange guy, I don't know what's going on with this guy. 1 minute we're winning the war, 1 minute we're not winning the war. We're sending troops, we're not sending troops. He's gonna keep attacking, he's not gonna attack. Who knows what the hell's going on? Here nor there, though, it did have a big impact on the market this morning. That being said, let's go ahead and say what's up to the homies that are in the chat. We got, of course, the best mod in all of the space, Alexandra G in the house. How are you, lady? Hope all is well with you. We got GT Jack in here, 3509. Hey y'all, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. And of course, my dude, Army Piper. Go check him out. He has got an awesome YouTube channel, and he is giving you that alpha in the morning. And you know what? He's just a good dude. All right. F the trend on YouTube. Hey man, I'm just trying to have a big boy thumbnail. I just want people to click it. That's all. Just give me a chance. Give me a chance. That's all I ask for. All right, let's go over to the total market cap itself. It is sitting at 2.42 trillion. That is up 2.7% over the last 24 hours. Fear and Greed Index is sitting at 33, which is in bear. Altcoin season is at 48. We've talked a little bit about that. Bitcoin dominance, though, is actually, looks like it's going up just a little bit since the last time we talked. That's 58.5%. And Bitcoin, 71,000. And that is up 3.56% over 24 hours. Ethereum at 2166, that is up 4.61%. So it's kind of moving in parallel. Nothing too exponential there. Let's go ahead and run through the top 10. We got XRP sitting at $1.44, up 3.84%. BNB at $6.39, up 1.54%. Solana at 91.59. That is up 5.31%. So that's a good move for Solana. Who cares about Tron? But let's talk about Doge at 9.5 cents. That is up 5.21%. And Hyperliquid staying in there in the top 10 at 37.74. That's actually down a little bit though. Cardano getting pushed out, man. It was in the top 10. It's now number 12. Bitcoin Cash has now leapfrogged Cardano as well. Cardano just chilling at 26 cents, man. I don't know what's up. It's not looking good though. All right. let's go over to the news, and there you go. All right, so just then 900 billion were added to the US stock market at open. And again, that really has to do with Trump kind of flip-flopping his stance, saying that he was going to pause some of the attacks on Iran. And so there you go. I've used all the buzzwords, and that should kill the algorithm for me. All right, let's go over to 2bit. All right, if you guys don't know, that's who I'm using to trade with. Let me go ahead and hit the little thing there. There you go. If you guys want to save 20% on your trading fees, all right, your trading fees, and this is perpetual. TF save 20. TF save 20. That will save you 20%. And trust me, that adds up very, very quickly, especially if you're using any kind of leverage. So that is perpetual. Go check it out. And here we go. So if you guys are new here, just tuning in for the first time, what I do a lot of times, not all the time, but some of the time, and this is really for engagement, is I give you guys the opportunity to vote whether we go long or short. Looks like you guys got 9 votes in. So if you're new, get it in, check it out, go ahead, smash a button, right? Doom or moon. All right, that's your options right now. You guys are overwhelmingly doom right now at 78%. Okay, so most likely we're gonna go ahead and send a short is what it's looking like right here, and you are pushing up to a little level of potential resistance. So let's go ahead and get that in. I don't see any more votes strolling in, so let's go ahead. We'll do a 20x, that's fine. And you know what we're gonna do on it? We're gonna put 5 on it. Yeah, if you know, you know. All right, we'll put 5 on it here. And 20x. You guys wanna go short? Is less than equal buying one price. Maybe completed immediately. Whatever, man. Just come on. We're trying to have fun here. Don't ruin my fun. All right, the audience is waiting on you. All right, so here we go. We're in there. If you guys don't know, there are some promotions going on for 2bit right now. They're giving away a piece. I understand you're not going to get 3.5 million, but you can get your piece at 3.5 million based on how much you're trading and volume and all that good stuff. We are also going to do our own giveaway as well. We're trying to figure this out, man, because I'm kind of excited whether we're going to be giving away iPhones or some swag on top of iPhones, you know, tier that up, or just cash money, which tends to be what you guys typically want, is cash money. However, just understand that, like, cash money, like, you're probably going to get less cash. You know, it's not going to be as valuable usually as an iPhone. But here nor there. We're working that out right now. I'm working with the rep. We're going to bring you guys some fun stuff, maybe do some trading competitions, all that good stuff. But just want to let you know that's coming down the pipe. So get in there, be a part of the club. All right. So TF Save 20 is how you get into that. All right. Let's see what we got here. Army Piper already got something going here. Buying time to get troops there. Israel conducted strikes today. Iran says U.S. won't agree to pay reparations to Iran for the war and its damages too. The U.S. admits aggression against Iran. Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes total sense. Again, I haven't deep dived into it. I'm just chilling. All right, here we go. We got Miss Zinzan Supernova. Howdy, TradeFly. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And of course, we got Curbstar in the house. What up? Good to see you in the chat. DDT, my man, how you doing? And then of course, All Set. Oh, man, All Set's an OG. I'm pretty much gonna have to give you OG status at this time. It's been a minute. All Set, always dropping by. Appreciate you. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get over to the liquidation heat map. Now, ain't much on the table, not on the 3-day. All right, you don't have these hot spots like you did right here. Now, I was looking at this this weekend, and one of the areas I put a limit order out. I put a limit order out there, out at 66,000, and there were some reasons for that, and we'll get over to the charts. We'll see why. Obviously, it didn't make it all the way down there, but if it would have, I would have taken a limit order on that, and we'll talk through that. Now, you did see some liquidity building up to the top side here. Makes a lot of sense, right? Rejection. If you get a rejection, of course, what are they doing? Putting stop losses, leverage positions will get liquidated above that area of resistance. Well, guess what? That's gone now too. So congratulations. But this is the trend that I've really been noticing with Bitcoin, is that it just seems to be hunting the liquidity to the top and the bottom side, just clearing it out, top and bottom. So like, it's one of those times that, like, one, we're in a very distinct range, but two, like, just understanding where the liquidity is might just be the area to target in terms of looking for entries and exits. I mean, it really right now seems to be that simple. You do have a nice little fair value gap there, all the way from about 69 to 70. But let's go ahead and get over to the chart itself. Looking at Bitcoin here. Come on, baby. All right. She's a loading. There we go. So distinct range. We've really been stuck down here for a minute, right? So we really entered this range February, early February. So we're going on over a month. We're pushing probably 2 months at this point. Beginning of April will put you in 2 months, sitting down and consolidating in his ranges. Now, if you know anything about historically, if you're looking at Bitcoin, you will see this a lot. Like when you start to kind of bottom sometimes for Bitcoin, you will see these drawn out periods of consolidation in these ranges before it actually makes that move. Now, knowing where the range is, very, very important, right? 72 to 74K is something we've been talking about for a long time here on the channel, more than a month. 72 to 74K is really a pretty big line in the sand for me, and there's a lot of factors for that. Going back to, you know, some of the actual technicals, but it's a very, very clear horizontal in terms of price action, in terms of how there's been a reaction to that level consistently. That level just really, really stands out for me for a multitude of reasons. Let's go over to the 4 hour here, just because I want to be a little bit more zoomed out, and I do want to incorporate some of the moving averages on the 4 hour. Why is that important, right? Because we know that the 50 is right here at the value area high. We also have the weekly pivot, and we have a high value area node, right? So look, swept the liquidity right above that zone, and now we're right here. So this is an important, like, time now. We're actually at a very key level. And the reason being is what I just mentioned, between the value area high, the moving average, the high value area node, and the weekly pivot, all aligning. And I'm sure there's more you could find on here. We could probably put a fib retracement level on here, and it's probably going to be a level or close to a level. You're right at the 0.5 is where it wicked off of. So like there's definitely some technical reasons why, like for me, I'd be very hesitant to take a long rate at this position. Like I want to break through with a little bit of confidence. I want to get a candle close or a couple candle closes above that area before I'd be more confident about taking a long position at least. So right now you're at what I would say is a level of resistance. Okay, so like if you were to, you know, make an assumption right now, just understand where you're at on the chart. And there's some things right now that, you know, would lead me to say just be very, very careful with taking a long here. If you didn't take a long, you know, down from the POC or the 200 or, you know, somewhere near the value area low, this is kind of where I'd pump the brakes a little bit, and we may start looking for those indications of a potential, you know, cool off or maybe a push back down to the POC. So keep an eye on that. Now, what are some things you can do, you know, to kind of get ahead of that, or I won't say get ahead of it, but get an idea of what the reaction is going to be at this specific level? One of them is you can go over to Market Monkey Terminal. Now, I like Market Monkey Terminal, and the reason I like it is because it's one, it's telling you where the passive orders are, and two, it's telling you what the market is kind of doing right now. So this is all Binance futures, just so you know. I know DDT yells at me every damn show, like, hey, you need more, you need spot. I got it. But I'm working with what I'm working with right now. But here, we do see a nice little sell wall at 72,000. Imagine that, 72 to 74. We've been talking about that quite a lot. So there is some sell side pressure sitting there at about 72,000. So does that mean that this move is over? No. What could be happening there? Let's see when it came in. Like, when did this enter the market? Okay, cool. So this makes sense. So you're I'd say traditional traders, right? What are they going to do? You get a push up, you see a very clear rejection, and then they start jumping in. And they start jumping in, and when they start jumping in, what happens? You start getting these sell side orders here, right? So, or sell side pressure, and you get these orders that start to stack up. Because what are they doing? All right, there's a couple things that are happening. Is one, they're probably putting their stop loss there. All right, we know that there's going to be liquidations there. So there's people kind of piling in right above that wick, and that's pretty normal, and that's something that I do myself as well. But the thing that I like to do, and in this case, I'm not saying it's applicable, but what I like to do typically is I look at something like this, and I'm like, okay, this is where the liquidity is. I got that. Cool. Is that liquidity off the market? Like, have they taken that liquidity? In this case, like in this down here at 68K, we say yes, right? And then you go back to something like Market Monkey Terminal and you're like, okay, well, what's CBD doing? What's open interest doing, right? Is that jumping on the train with me? And that's one of the things that I like to do. And I think it's really just kind of a clutch move when you're looking at getting into these positions to be like, okay, cool. Well, in this case, especially on the 4 hour, and I put this in the Discord, CBD and open interest on the 4 hour in this range has been trending up, right? So that in my mind was like, okay, we're down at the POC this weekend. So we'll go back to the chart. We're sitting right under the POC. All right, sitting right under the POC. So I'm looking at open interest in CBD and saying, well, that's trending up. So the bias for me was like, all right, like I'm going to put a long position. I'm going to set a limit order down here. Remember what I was talking about earlier? I'm going to set a limit order down here. And if we go down and take the liquidity off the map, which we did, right? We went to the liquidation heat map. We took the liquidity off the map and we come down. Then once that's gone, you're opening it up, man. Pandora's box is ready to go here. So look, the liquidity is gone. And then we see the market actually aligning with your bias as well, right? When you're seeing the CVD and open interest, what does that mean? All right, that just means there's more long participation, essentially. All right, to keep it very, very basic for you guys, there was more participants taking longs, and that was for me like, hey, an indication of like we could actually see some upside, even though we were stuck below the 200 SMA as well as the POC and the monthly pivot. So there was a lot going on. Actually, I think I have to update the pivots. I think that was updated Sunday. I checked them Sunday morning, but let's do that. We'll do that live. Kind of go through that process. It's super easy, just so you guys know. Yeah, it did. So it did update, and it looks like we're actually above the new one here. So what do? I just take that, just bring it out a little bit. Very simple. And that's your updated weekly pivot in this case. So we'll go in. And then I just go down to the next one. Let's look at the monthly. Let's see where that's sticking at. Right here. So pretty darn close. Actually, it's pretty much still on. So I'll just move it out a little bit, right? Because the price is going to move to the right. There's no denying that. We don't know if it's going to go up. We don't know if it's going to go down, but I can guarantee you it's going to go right. Okay, so monthly pivot, weekly pivot, that's been updated. I'll just, I know that the quarterly and the yearly are above right now, so we won't worry about that right now just because we're live. But we do have some new areas in terms of the pivots, or at least just the weekly. That's updated just a little bit. And that really just, it's all about the price action, right? The price action really is going to dictate where that pivot point's going to go. But it's right there with the high volume area node as well. So, I mean, you have a little bit of a range there now. But you still have the value area high, and you have the 50 SMA just above your weekly pivot. So again, like I don't know that's even moving that weekly pivot down. I don't know that that's gonna be like, oh yeah, maybe we can long here. I would probably still disagree with that. All right, so what could we be looking for? Well, you want to see a breakout, right? I mean, preferably you want to get over this zone right here. And when I say that, let's go ahead and put a little line there and put a little line here. And then let's do some chart art, right? You want to see something like this. Likely you're probably going to see a little bit of rejection right here. Why? Because there was your rejection, and you come back to the left here and you start looking at the price action. You see impulse move through the zone, you see support, you can see where you got that descending level of resistance there going right in to about where that horizontal is. So I would anticipate a little bit of a rejection there. And then do we waffle around in here? Who knows? But ultimately, what I think ends up happening is it comes back up to retest this higher zone here, and that's around 78K. Now you got to wait for this. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm just saying if we get a breakout, some closes above this zone at 72 to 74K, really above 74K, you get that breakout, then you'll be looking for that retest of the highs, okay? So that retest of the highs, again, what are you looking for? Well, then you come back over to Market Monkey Terminal, right? This is how you go back and forth between the two, and you use them together to then help kind of get some confirmation bias. Right? Confirmation bias is probably the right word for that. But again, you'll be looking at open interest, you'll be looking at CVD, and I go lower time frames for that. I probably wouldn't go any further than the 15-minute. But you'll go down to CVD and open interest, and you'll start looking at those. And what does that mean? Market participation, right? That you have players that are jumping in, and they're kind of they're on your side, right? Now, I don't know that that necessarily means the greatest thing, but here nor there, that's what I like to see. That's the way I've been using it, and that's what's been successful for me here as of late. So I think that's a zone for you to concentrate on here, and I'll say the near term. But if we get a breakout retest, I will be looking for a long. I think you're going to get a nice move. You can see kind of the gap in the volume here. In terms of where we're at right now, I personally... Let's actually go back to Market Monkey Terminal and let's look at some lower time frames here, because I want to see what CBD and open interest are doing right now. All right, CBD still just jumping. All right, but open interest is dropping. Okay, so how would you interpret this right here? You get a nice push up. Okay, so you're really excited. Everything's looking good this morning. But then open interest go poo-poo. All right, what is that likely meaning? Well, what that likely is meaning is that as it's pushing up, right, very, very aggressively, and then open interest is going down, that there's a lot of people that got in down here that are exiting their positions here. Simply put. All right, now, yes, longs are still more aggressive. Okay, so that's the silver lining here. All right, longs are still more aggressive, but if you see this horizontal, if you see CBD go horizontal, or you see it go horizontal and then start to retrace, and then you see open interest actually start to work its way up, that's going to be your indication that shorts are now going to be the more dominant party here. All right, so that's something you want to pay attention to. So again, open interest will start to move up, right? Positions coming in. Are they long? Or are they short in terms of aggression, right? Or are they more aggressive? That's something you want to pay attention here to here on the CBD. So right now, if you were to put a gun to my head and you say, hey, Danny, you gonna go short right here? No, I'm not. I'm not going to go short right here because I can see that longs right now are still more aggressive, even though we have seen a little bit of some of these positions closing and people exiting those positions, likely taking profits. But you do have a nice little wall up here. Again, that's at about 72K. So at about 72K to see a nice little push up, right? Still got longs being aggressive, come up, push up, get these orders filled. All right, these are passive orders. If these orders get filled, and then we see that retracement, right? We start to see that pullback in CBD. Open interest starts to spike as well, giving that validation. Then I might think about a short. But again, we got to push up a little bit. All right, so we got about a G to go in terms of price action for me to be interested in taking a position, at least a short position right now. I think it was pretty close here, but as of right now, I mean, look at the CBD. There's no denying that, and you know, I don't want to be in the wrong end of the party here. And so this is kind of like I said, this is kind of my trigger. Like, where am I interested in taking a position? Well, you know, I will find the positions on the chart. All right, so if we're looking at this, let's go ahead and actually zoom in just a bit here. Vegas Claw, what up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. Who else we got in here? All right, so the way I would look at this, I'm like, okay, cool. We have a key level. All right, we can agree on that key level here. Now, it's all about where it goes to in terms of the wick, but we know 72K is about that right spot. Now, is it realistic to get a 2-to-1 out of this? I'd say yeah. 2.5. That puts you just above the POC, just above the high volume area node. I'd say the one concern with like this setup in particular, if you're looking at this one, is that you do have the weekly pivot right below you. That's a little bit of a concern. You are going to have like the VWAP, and you do have some volume in there as well. So, I mean, there's always that. But if you break through there, if you break through that weekly pivot and you get under that volume, I would instantly get the stop loss. Just bring that one to entry. Once you break that level, I think you're in the clear, and it comes down to the POC. I would say with relative ease in terms of looking at where this volume is. So again, what's happening? We're going to take some of that liquidity. We're going to get some of those orders filled. But as your trigger, you come over to Market Monkey Terminal. I do have a link for that in the description. This is all free, by the way. This is all free. All right. Not trying to upsell you anything. Right here, this is free. So get over here, use it, make use of it. You got no reason not to. All right. All you're doing is building your SA. All right, what does that mean? Situational awareness. It's a military term, but you're building your SA. Okay, you're seeing, you're giving yourself more data, and it's not silly data. This is real data. Okay, it's not silly data. It's not something that's being projected. It's not something that's taking two different metrics on TradingView and saying, oh, what can I populate to make something pretty and logical and make people buy and sell in not opportune times. So this is information that is actually useful. So I would say get over here, check it out. Let's see here. Going back to the chart. Yeah, that's something I'm going to keep an eye on. Not saying that like I'm super primed and ready to go. The one I was primed and ready for was down here. That was at about 66K, but today I don't see that happening. I don't see that being an option. As we were below the POC and the 200 SMA and the monthly pivot, I was like, all right, cool. Like if we push down and we take the liquidity that was down here, then I was looking for just a move back up to the POC. That's what I was looking for this weekend. So here nor there, let's go ahead, zoom back out a little bit. I'll say of concern, which I've mentioned a few times here on the show. If you look at this range here, and then you look at this range here, it doesn't look a whole lot different. So be very, very careful. Like if you extrapolate, you pull this POC out. Remember, look, even after the push up, right? Kind of a PO3 type concept with distribution there. Right above the POC, you can see like it was above the POC again. Look, what are we doing here? Right above the POC again. So just be very careful. You know, where it can change in a moment's notice. Piper kind of gave you that information with, hey, like it could just be, you know, a build-up, you know, a pause while the U.S. gets its stuff together. So, you know, just understand that like this stuff can change quickly, and you have to be dynamic with it. That's why I really recommend using stop losses, because that can save you from a really, really bad day, kind of like October 10th. So something for you to keep in mind. Let's look at USDT dominance, right? Because I do like to look at that for confluence between the charts. Looks like you are pushing. Oh, look, you're getting below the value area low. Little squeeze there. Got the 50 SMA below the. Let me get all this out of here. Let's get all this out of here so we ain't got so much junk on the screen. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull this a little bit more to the right. There we go. So that updates it. So you're actually above the value area low of the range here for USDT dominance. So that's interesting. Why is that interesting? It's very interesting because if you're looking at a short for Bitcoin and you're at the value area low as well as the 50 SMA for USDT dominance, there could be an expectation that you might see a bounce from this level. It's a reasonable thought. So like it's at a key level right now. If you break it, if you fall below and you're looking at it, then what does that mean? That opens up the door for some upside. But right now, right at this moment, this is where I'm like, I'm gonna have to pump the brakes. I'm gonna have to pump the brakes. You're right now, the odds statistically being right at the value area low in the 50 SMA is that it could hold up. Okay, now I'm just saying that's odds, but you know, we can wait it out, right? We can wait it out a little bit. You can give it, you know, some time to see like, hey, like, is it gonna hold, right? Are we gonna hold this area? And that might give you a little bit better of a feeling here. But right now, you're right at it. So how do you make a call when you're right on it? I would say be very careful, and maybe let it talk to you. You know, let it tell you, hey, are we gonna fall below? If we fall below, then I would say it might open up the door for upside. If it stays above, then if USDT go up, Bitcoin go down. All right, so understand that. Let's go over to the total market cap. We'll look at that real quick. Nice little recovery. Let's go to the 4 hour. Get some more info here. Came all the way down to the platinum pocket. Beautiful bounce. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing, Dan? What are you doing? We'll bring that out. Okay. Oh, we finally got on up to that 2.4. We've been talking about that 2.4. So that was a key level we've been talking about. Was 2.4 for some time. Rejected off the 50 SMA. It's like the 50 SMA is everywhere. Every 4-hour chart, whether it's on the downside or the top side, depending on what you're looking at, it is everywhere right now. But you did come right up to the horizontal. So this is an area where I was expecting some resistance for total market cap. Yeah, man, it's one of those wait and see kind of days, I think. I can't in good conscience be like, hey, take a position right here, because we're literally right at it. So like, this is the moment where like, hey, keep an eye on it over the next couple of hours and see what does it want to do here. Yeah, I mean, we're right there. It's kind of decision time for Bitcoin. Would love to see it push up just a little bit more. Get a little tickle of those passive orders there sitting on the books. But again, I would like to see the CVD crash down. Again, open interest, you can see that go down at first, right? People exiting positions, got it, that's cool. Closing positions, that's Gucci. But ultimately, CVD, you want to see that go down. And open interest, let's go ahead and draw you some stuff here. You want CVD going down. If this goes horizontal, that's cool, but ultimately, if it starts going up and CVD is going down after, I mean, really, you could take it, but my preference would be to come up here and fill these orders, and then I'd really be looking for this. Now, what happens if you don't get that? All right, let's say, all right, Dan's saying, hey, look for this, but I don't see that. I see a continuation. I see a continuation of CVD and open interest. Maybe that'll probably start going horizontal at some point, regardless of the situation. But let's say you see that continuation of CVD going into getting those orders filled. It might just push right through, and that's where you get that impulse move through. So understanding the logic and rationale behind it is really, really important too. So you're getting a really big push, right? Let's say CVD continues working its way up. You get a push, you get the impulse move through. What does that mean? The candle pushes through. Like, so I gotta explain this because I know there was one time I was talking about short, and they're like, "Oh, your short didn't play out." Yeah, because you had an impulse move right through the zone, bro. Like, pay attention. I'm not taking a short if you get a big bodied candle with that big wick energy going through the zone. I'm not going to take a short. That's stupid. But right here, right? This would be case in point. You get that big old candle through the zone. Okay, I'm looking at the very high. Yeah, I'm not taking a short here. So if you see that, family, then that means don't take a short. You'll be looking for more potential upside, not a short. And then you would just come over here and validate it. All right, CVD still pushing up. All right, that means, yeah, you still got the longs, you know, with you. So that's some things you can do, and that's kind of a safety backstop here. All right, let's see. You guys were in a short, I believe, on the daily DGen. You guys are up 4.97%. Look at you. So yeah, that was one of the things that I just quickly saw right here. Is you had just, you know, if you're looking at small time frames, 3 minute, yeah, you got a little bit of resistance right there. So you guys entered right about here, right at it. So not bad. Wasn't really doing any TA, but the odds that this puppy could come back down, you know, to at least right here during the show, I'd say are pretty good. Pretty good. Matter of fact, let's do that. What would that leave you guys? A plus 40%, not 40%, but 40 cents. It's only $5. All right, it's the daily DGen. I'm not getting crazy here. All right, we'll go ahead. We'll put that's 36 cents. So what is that? TP 0.51. I don't know what the total P&L there. It usually shows the P&L. I mean the percentage gain as well. That's all good though. Not too worried about it. And then we'll put this stop loss right above the wick, and we'll let it run. Unless you guys want to get it to entry, that's usually the smart thing to do. Wick's wife in the house. What up, lady? Good to see you. Tau on its own plane. We can look at Tau. I have done 0 TA on that probably in, gosh, I don't know how long. let's just put a stop loss entry. You guys will be on house money right now. And there you go. Sometimes it can be that simple. You get a move in your direction and you just put the stop loss entry and you play on house money. Just depends on how you like to do things. But all right, so there's that. Let's go back to the charts. You can look at TAO, TAO, however the hell you say it. I don't know. We'll look at it though. Now, work with me here because like, you can see how long it's been since I've done any TA on that. I believe this is a, I guess I'm marking a buy zone. Typically, that's what I do with the green boxes. Holy moly. All right. So dang, it came all the way down. Whew. We have to zoom out a little bit. I want to see more of the historicals. Yeah, that's tough. Tough. Let's get rid of this. So you're at a key horizontal for TAO right now. Not sure I'm messing with that, man. If you're in a position, like, this is where you start. For me, I won't tell you what to do with your money. Never. But, I mean, I know it's got some hype behind it. I keep seeing TAO get mentioned. I guess because of the tokenomics. But that being said, just from a horizontal perspective, key level right here. High volume area node, 200 SMA on the daily. All right, that's important. And then you can see how it's reacted to this level consistently. It's pretty consistent. See both support and resistance at 286. We can do, if we take it from the absolute high, well, I'll say not absolute high, but the swing, high the range. Let's do this. First, we'll do a fixed range volume profile. Oh, wrong one. That's this one. Silly. All right. So we'll do that. Also the value area low right now, kind of where you're at. And then what else was I going to do? I was going to do a fixed range or fib retracement. That's what it was. Take it from swing high to the low. And you're at the 0.382. All right. So what's scary about the 0.382? If you're looking at it from a long perspective, 0.382 is where you would look for bullish continuation. You're looking at it from a different perspective right now. And that's the trend right now is kind of down. I don't know that I really count the wicks. Usually candle closes are kind of your determining factor about where you're going to say like, hey, if we're doing lower highs or, you know, whatever, higher lows, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I'd be very, very careful right here, right now. You probably get a nice pop. I mean, if you get through the zone, you're gonna get a nice pop. But like, if you're in a trade from down here, or if I was in a trade from down here, I would totally be taking profits right here. And then if I get a push through the zone, like it's gonna consolidate, right? So like, there's always an opportunity to get back in. And then, so like for me, I like to stair step things. Like if I'm getting into something and I stay into it for any amount of time, I kind of like to stair step it, right? So like I get to these big key levels that just stick out to you. This being one of them, high volume area node, horizontal, 200, all that sticks out to me. Okay, so what would I look at? Cool, take profit, exit completely. You know, it's dealer's choice. But what I would look at is, okay, do I want to get back into the position? And I might. But then I'm looking for consolidation in here, and then you're protecting yourself with a stop loss below. Right, so that I don't know that I necessarily like. Man, risk to reward is not really there, but you could get back into it for another 11% move to the upside. Just understanding that you'll protect yourself, right? Like even if it is 1-to-1, you're protecting yourself by saying, hey, cool, if it does fall through this high volume area node, it falls below the 200 again, then I'm out 9%. Whereas if we got in down here, you're locking in some of that, right? So anywhere down here, say you got the breakout, that's a 40% move. So then you're losing 10% of that. And so that's kind of the way I like to approach something, like if I'm trying to stair step something up, especially when we ultimately know that right now Bitcoin is in a range, right? So we're not trending. We're not trending to the upside, even though Tau may, be pushing up, pretty quickly and aggressively right now. I would just say, be careful. But the overall trend, man, just zoom out a little bit, and it's not that great. It's not that great. You'll see this, and again, I think there's some other fundamentals going on right now, which I think are positive for Tau, but I call it altcoin whack-a-mole. Altcoin whack-a-mole. Like, you'll be chilling. You'll move your money around, all of a sudden, poof, it just pops, and you're like, damn, I should have been in that one. And then you move your money to that one, and then poof, something else goes up. And you're like, damn, I should have been in that one. And you're trying to move your money around and jumping all around. Because you see this a lot. Somebody will mention something they have, some kind of meetup. I've seen ApeCoin pop before, and there's no reason for that. So, all right. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Oh, that's pretty clear. I mean, do you guys need any analysis for this? It's not looking good. You're losing the 200 on the daily. You're below the 200. You're below the high volume area node. And you can see that that channel is clearly showing you a downtrend. That being said, this gets exciting. Why does it get exciting? Because we've been looking at this damn level down here for I don't know how long. And I've been waiting patiently for it to come down here and give me some love. Let me see here. We might have to update this. Nope, you're good. You can pull that out a little bit. Come to daddy. Finally. All right, you got some volume down here. You got the previous range, right? It loves price action. Don't matter the asset. Does not matter. Let me slide this over so my big fat head's not in the way. You'll see this over and over again. When you have these ranges where there's a long period of consolidation for, I don't care what asset, you name it, it likes to come back to visit those areas. So, if the NASDAQ comes back down to about 20,000, 20,005, maybe a little higher, somewhere in that range, around 20,000, your interest should be your radar. Something should be going off in your head saying, all right, we could see a bounce out of that zone. So I would say mark on your charts if you guys are into trading the NASDAQ. There is for you degens, I've pointed this out to you guys a couple times. Where is it? Let me think. Man. It's not IBIT. Is it the TQQQ? I believe that's a leveraged. I think this one's leveraged. Like a 2x. I believe. This Pro Shares, it's just trading the NASDAQ, but you can short it and you can long it, and I believe it's leveraged. Let me just validate that. Let's ask Gemini. Is TQQQ a leveraged? What's the right word for it? Stock? Oh yeah, I guess not really a stock. Yes. Okay, cool. It's a 3x. Sorry. It's not a 2x, it's 3x. Don't let me get you upside down. There's a 2x Bitcoin one. That's where I'm thinking about 2x. So there you go. So if you want to play the game of longing and shorting with leverage, you crazy people, that's a way to do it. Just saying. Just saying. Degens helping degens. That's kind of what I do. All right. Let's look at Crank. What up, dude? How you doing, man? Go check out Crank, dude. He's got a awesome YouTube. I think, what do you call it, man? The Coliseum. Over in the Coliseum, man. He's throwing out some big trades, though, man. Big trades. That's where I want to be. I'm just a baby back bitch, though. I'm scared. So, sorry. PG show. Let's look at Solana real quick. Wayne C, what up? How you doing? Dustin Hunt in the house. What up, what up? Oh, we got Retro Mike Tech. $5 used to be a Subway footlong. Used to be. Not no more, dude. Weren't the cookies like 99 cents too? All right, Solana. We'll take a quick look at that. I'm not gonna like get too crazy. So there you go. I mean, we had a level. We're like, hey, like if we break above that, breakout retest, you would look for that. But I mean, looking good. You came back down. Was this to the actual? Yeah. Came down the golden pocket POC, high volume area. Damn, I was asleep at the wheel. Talk about being asleep at the wheel. POC, high volume, golden pocket, but you don't. Gosh, what else do you want? Looking at the chart prime oscillator here, you can see the trend going up as well. A nice little validation. Damn, sleeping on that one. And the 50 SMA on the daily. That was, damn, that's kind of primo. Missed on that. But pushing up, you are pushing up into resistance. So kind of same of what I was talking about for Bitcoin and friends. You're getting to an area of resistance right now. So like, I'm not intrigued to take any long positions right now. And I think the squeeze right now, so like only because you're getting up to above the value area high, right? A little bit different with some of the other assets. You're getting above the value area high. You don't have as much room for that downside potential. So it looks a little different than some of the assets right now. Sol would not be my target in terms of looking for a short. It looks strong going into this move. As you can see, this trend is kind of going up. Just extend that out a little bit. So there you go. Trend going up, looking strong. But if you're looking for a long on Solana, I'd say wait till you get up here, somewhere around like 96, 97. So again, you're gonna have to get an impulse move through, big body candle, get that big wick energy going through the zone, and then you look for that retest and then continuation. You're just taking it up to the top of that range. What does that look like for you? Probably about 8%, easy peasy. But again, right now is probably not the place to be jumping in a position. Not saying it can't go up, because right now the strength, you can see it has an ascending level of support, this little trend line that's kind of going up and right. Right now it's honoring that. The play was here though. The play was here. I missed it. I was not on that. I mean, obviously that just happened yesterday, and I was at my daughter's gymnastics meet. She was in states, fam. She was in states. So she got 4th overall. She got 2nd, crazy enough. She got 2nd on bars. She got 2nd on what else was it? Beam or floor? I don't know. She got like 3 second places and then 1 third place, and then she got 4th overall. So what happened is, like, I guess like a couple of the girls got like banger scores on some of the events, like super high scores, and because it's a cumulative, like it stacks on, the points just stack on. You could do like subpar in one and really, really good in another one, but because you got like a 9.9, which is like super over the top, then it leaves like a gap there. So, but here nor there, she did great. Super proud of her. Out of 400 girls that were eligible in the state, I believe she was 9th overall. So really, really good. So she's going to be moving up most likely to the next level here, which is really what it's all about. I mean, the crazy part is, dude, in gymnastics, this is how crazy it is. So she got a 0.2, or 0.25 deduction for one step on her bars when she landed. One like little step. One little step was the difference between her being 4th overall and 1st overall, which is crazy. Hold up, my wife is calling me. Dude, she has been calling me non-stop this morning, and it's unbelievable. Hold on one second. Then she hangs up. I give up. You know how you know your wife doesn't follow you? Because she calls you during the middle of the live stream. All right. Let's look at some stocks here. Actually, we'll do ETH real quick. Just because I know you guys care about ETH. Username, of course. Boy, you something different, man. He's like, he has like the Chuck Norris jokes. Rip, by the way. Dude was a legend. He ain't dead. He just went up there to beat some ass so he can come back. That's all. That's what Chuck does. Let's see. Ethereum. Damn. Asleep at the wheel again? Were we asleep at the wheel again? Yeah, we were. It's a little different. It's not, that one's not as good as Sol, but I mean, 50 SMA, value area high volume area node, and I got the arrow right there. Gosh, everything happens when you're busy. I got it right there. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I got a nice little bounce out of a zone we were expecting, value area high volume area node, 50 SMA, all kind of aligning. Confluence, they call it. Nice little bounce out of that area. So yeah, right now, kind of same, man. Like, yeah, you got support underneath of you, which is a good thing. Feeling okay right now about that, but am I inclined to take a long right now? Not so much. That was the play down here. And I missed it. Uh-oh. I heard bada bing. What just happened? What just happened? Oh, I see. I realize. Look at y'all. You guys are profitable. The Daily DGen. There we go. There you go. There you go. The Daily DGen. I didn't do anything. I just did what you guys told me to do. 8.47%. Congratulations. Nice little move there. You guys took the short. It was all based on your votes. Alrighty. Let's go back to the charts. All right, looking at ETH right now, you know, same deals. Nice. I mean, dude, that's actually not, it's not looking horrendous. Like, this would kind of be the first step. Like, if we were looking to get out of this range and like move to the upside, this is about what you're going to want to see here, right? Getting above the value area high, retesting the value area high, and then getting actually a bounce, right? That really does open up the door. Let's go back left. Just want to see what we got going on here. Oh, that's where your rejection was too, right? Really at the bottom of that range. I wouldn't be against another push back up to the bottom of this range, at least, where you got the rejection. It's just, this wasn't, it's not the ideal entry. That's the issue. Not the ideal entry, but yeah, push back up to about 2372. Well within reason. Looking at the oscillator, that's looking strong. It's well within reason. Not saying I'm interested in really taking along personally, because if I would have took it here, then I'd be good. But taking it here, I have less faith, just only because you're seeing rejections here. See that wick? See that wick? See that wick? You know, not super intrigued by that. Let's see here. Let's go back to, let's look at Apple. We haven't looked at Apple in a while. We got about 7 more minutes. Ooh, coming down to the 200 for Apple and the 0.382. Look at this, man. I'm telling you, this channel for Apple, look, let me give you guys some freaking alpha. If you are trading stocks and you don't have this channel for Apple, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Like, it legit is insane. So you guys are here for stocks, which you probably checked the F out by now. You're probably like, oh, this guy just talks about his crypto. But if you're still here, or if you watch and somehow, some way you made it through, because TA is transparent through most assets. I just like trading crypto because it's 24/7. But this channel for Apple has been stupid. I'm talking, I mean, this is going back to 2020. 2020. This is 6 years. 6 years of data. All within a channel. Insanity. So, what's the moral of the story, Dan? If Apple comes down to this green box and it just so happens to align with this trend line in this high volume area node that I'm about to put an arrow on and the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, guess who's interested in buying some more Apple stock? Because I already got some Apple stock. That's actually it's in terms of trading. You know, a lot of people hit big on crypto and Bitcoin. I invested in Apple in 2009. It's been my best investment, hands down, bar none. There's no question about it. However, if I'm trading $225 to $228 for Apple, please mark on your charts. Just mark it. And if all else fails, laugh at me if it doesn't bounce there. Then you can just say you're an idiot, and that's cool too. That's fun. I'm down for it. I'll own it. But yeah, I would expect a bounce somewhere around 225 to about 228 for Apple. And I don't think I have to be any more clear of why. Simple TA. Anyone can do that. Draw two lines. All right, let's look at MSTR strategy. Duty booty. Looking duty booty. Yeah, I mean, that came right up. Retested the low of that range. That's not ideal, friends. Staying below the 50 still. Staying below a high volume area node. Yeah, it's not ideal. So wouldn't be inclined to take a long. I would lean towards, yeah, I mean, I'm not really going to short it either, but I would lean towards a retest of the 0.786 around 109. That being said, if you do get a push up, right, there's always an if then. If, and it's not like, hey, I'm saying take a long right here, but if, let's say you get a push up and you get through this high volume area node that's sitting at about 168, 170, you get above the previous range here, then yeah, like, I mean, look at the gap. See this? All right, see the support here? Got it. See the resistance here? And there's a gap. If you get above here and you start seeing some price action, then yeah, it could probably go up there and most likely test at least the lows of that range. So that's very realistic. What would that look like? 25% move. Ain't nobody gonna be mad about that. And MicroStrategy, or strategy, whatever the hell they're calling themselves now, it moves quick. So when it moves, it moves. You can see that. Like, see this? That's the other thing too. Like, look, there's not a lot of volume in that area. So that's gonna free up the space in terms of the ability for that price action to move quickly through the zone. All right, about a few minutes left here. Let's see what we got going on. TF a day is not 24 hours. It's actually 23 hours, 56 minutes. Username. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. OpenClaw saved Apple products. I mean, it's... people are buying the... what is it, the Mac Mini? I mean, do they even... like, is there even a new one of that? Or are they using old ones? I think they're still using old ones, right? But, yeah, I mean, it's been good for them. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Think about if that was all engineered by Apple. Would that not be one of the smartest plays? Hey, how can we sell these Mac Minis? Let's just pay influencers to say that they're using Mac Minis for OpenClaw. Cool. Let's see here. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Yeah, so I mean, you're struggling a little bit. Definitely hitting a little resistance, kind of as I was thinking. Like I said, not super inclined to take a long right there. Let's go to. All right, that's the 15. Let's look at the 5 minute. Okay. That's still tough. Yeah, you got a little dump there on CBD, but like that's still, yeah. Open interest is going horizontal. Remember I was saying? So it was going down. Look for it to go horizontal first, and then if you start seeing open interest go up, this is what you look for. Because I'm about to end the show here. But if you start seeing open interest go up, and you see CBD continue to go down, and price action is following, or going in parallel, then yeah, you're looking for downside. If these things happen. So again, positions being open, shorts are aggressive, price action is paralleling, then yeah, I would tend to think, we'd be looking for down. Now again, just to reiterate, if you guys weren't here earlier, personally, I would prefer that these passive orders get filled. You got a good bit of, that's not crazy, only 500, it's not really much, to be honest. But if those orders get filled, liquidity gets swept, and then you see what I was just talking about with the open interest and the CBD, if you start getting divergence, that would be even better, right? So price starts going up, CBD continues to go down, that's a divergence, and then that'll really be a thing. I wonder if any news just dropped, because that's very consistent. Very consistently going down there. But here or there, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. As always, thank you for being here. It is much love. I appreciate it. That being said, go ahead and come on over to the Discord. I know I keep saying it. I'm going to do it, I promise. I'm going to move all my stuff over to Alex's Discord. That is going to happen. But just come over to my Discord for now, and then I'll give you an invite, get you pushed over there. You will need a 2-bit UID number, right? So you'll just use my affiliate link. It doesn't cost anything, but it's just a way to weed people out that are serious and not serious, and then just kind of get you under my little, I don't know what the right word is. Just coming over to 2-bit. Again, you can save 20% on your fees too, which is a nice win, but I don't see too many people doing that. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for listening to me just yap and stare at a computer and act like I know what I'm talking about. Appreciate that. Like and subscribe. Appreciate it. As always, be safe, trade safe. I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Well, I don't know what happened to my screen. It doesn't want to work. So that's completely ruined. So we're just going to hard close it. Much love to you guys. Again, thanks for being here. Sorry that ruined the song. Have a great day.